Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lastiar, and today I'm going to deliver a speech about policy. But first of all, let me ask you guys, do you still remember about this guy? Everyone should must know about him, right? Yeah, he is Gayus Tambunan. Oh, really? He is Gayus Tambunan. He got arrested for 1 year because of corruption. But during his time in prison, he went to Singapore and Bali with his fake identity card. You see, he changed his name into Sony Laksana. So, do you guys think that imprisonment is still the best punishment for the corruption? How about death penalty for Indonesian corruptor? Do you guys agree about that?
Yes.
For me myself, yes, I agree if there is death penalty for Indonesian corruptor. Why? Because according to hukumonline.com, it said that corruption worsening Indonesia's economic systems. So that's what I'm going to talk about, death penalty for Indonesian corruptor. Well, today I'm going to explain about the problems, the causes, the laws, and the solutions. So let's start from the problem first. There are two problems that related to my topic. The first one is corruption is a major problem of economics in Indonesia. Well, it occurs at all levels, such as local and national government, civil society, judiciary function, or even small and large businesses. And the second one is people still think that if they do the corruption, they'll not get caught. Well, according to Indonesia Corruption Watch, during the first half year of 2015, they monitor 308 cases of corruption with 508 suspects. And the total potential losses of the state is 1.2 trillion rupiah. Well, here is the statistic of the corruption in Indonesia according to Indonesia Corruption Watch. I'm sorry I can't get the newest statistic because maybe they're not uploaded yet, but at least I have one. So we know that corruption is a major problem of economic system in Indonesia. But do you guys know what causes corruption? No. Okay. There are so many causes of corruption, but I only choose 3 of them. The first one is personal greed. Personal greed that leads a person to an unfettered desire to have money and power, with no regard to moral boundaries. Second one is lack of transparency. It also happens in institutional level, but also in formal organization. It is like knowing what you do is seen by people. It might reduce or minimize the opportunity for to do the corruption. And the third one is regulation and inefficient controls. Well, the third one is like the case of Gayus. He got prison, but he can go anywhere, like to Bali and Singapore. Well, I think having a better regulation or maybe more effective controls can reduce the opportunities of corruption. Well, it is said that regulations and inefficient controls is one of the causes of corruption. So let's see the laws of corruption in Indonesia. Well, you can read, but please take a look at the second point. It said that in the case of corruption, as referred to the first paragraph, shall be done in certain circumstances, the death penalty can be imposed. So there is a chance that death penalty can be given to the corruptor, but with certain circumstances. So if there is death penalty in Indonesia for Indonesian corruptor, well, I agree about that. But maybe the government should stricter or should prove that death penalty will be given to the corruptors in Indonesia. if death penalty cannot be given yet to the corruptors in Indonesia, I have several another solutions. The first one is to revise the regulation or to revise the law or regulation. It is like to give more suitable regulation for the corruptors and fairer regulation to the people, because some of people still think that imprisonment is still just not enough. And the second one is stricter the law of corruption. If the government want to give the death penalty to the corruptor, maybe they should stricter it and make it happen. And if I can propose new regulation, I could suggest everyone guilty of corruption should be sentenced to death. So maybe it's not fair to the corruptor, but I think it will be fair for them, because they already stole people's money in much more. So guys, I already told you all about death penalty, and now to conclude, corruption is a major problem of economic system in Indonesia. So there is no benefit at all for a corruptor, and corruptor made the poor become poorer, and the rich become richer. So I think it is against human rights. And before I end my presentation, I have a quote: "All power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely." So today I want to insist all the people in here to not do any kind of corruption in your life, because you